Hey everyone, Combo here, back with another Empires and Puzzles video, and today we are going to talk about the Alchemy Lab. We're going to talk about when you can unlock the Alchemy Lab, what it is, how you can potentially get 4-star Ascension items from the Alchemy Lab, how you can get 8 backpacks from it every single day, do's and don'ts of the Alchemy Lab, and we're also going to talk about alkashards, what they are, how you can convert them into Ascension items or emblems or battle items, and I am also going to do a giant alkashard opening at the end of the video. I have saved up over 15,000 alkashards, so we're going to be able to convert those alkashards 15 times into items, hoping we can get some 4-star Ascension items, but we'll have to see how that goes at the end of the video. So we've got a lot to talk about in this video, but before we get into that, if you do enjoy this video or find it helpful, hit that like button, make sure you're subscribed to my channel, and turn that notification bell on so you can be alerted of when I drop new content. So first, I want to talk about alkashards and what they are. As you create items in the Alchemy Lab, you're going to gain alkashards. And when you get 1,000 alkashards, you're going to have the option of picking from one of 6 items. There is a 5% chance you're going to have the option of getting a 4-star Ascension item. If not, you'll have a 3-star Ascension item and another 3-star Ascension item. You'll have 2 different emblems of the quantity of 30 that you could choose from. And then there are also 2 options of 5-star battle items. And those are in quantities of 5. So depending what you get for options, then obviously that's going to affect which you choose. Typically, if you have a 4-star Ascension item, you're definitely grabbing that though. And now I want to talk about the different levels of the Alchemy Lab. Now, when you convert a building into the Alchemy Lab, when you reach level 23 in your stronghold is when you're going to be able to do that. That's when you unlock it. You're automatically going to start off with 2 levels of that same level 1. I call them 1.1 and 1.2. The Empires and Puzzles wiki that I'm pulling this information from is going to call them 1X and 1U. That means 1 exchange and 1 upgrade, because the first level is always going to be a level that you have the option of exchanging the same level of the category that you're putting into the Alchemy Lab. So right now we're looking at crafting items. So you can put 4 1-star crafting items and get a different crafting item of the 1-star level, or you can put 12 1-star crafting items into the 1 upgrade or 1.2 and get a 2-star crafting item. This level is not very efficient and not something that most people use. So this is just the base first level. It definitely does get better from here. I can guarantee you that. For the purposes of the rest of this video, I am going to call them 1.1, 1.2, 2.1, 2.2, etc. just for consistency purposes. But as you can see in 1.1, you put in 4 1-star crafting items and you get a different 1-star crafting item. You get 2 alkashards and it's going to cost 1 hour to do that. In 1.2, you put in 12 1-star crafting items and you get a 2-star crafting item in return and you get 2 alkashards. So the amount of alkashards is always going to be the same for the 0.1 and 0.2 of each level. When you unlock level 2, you have the option of putting 4 1-star battle items and getting a different 1-star battle item, and you're going to get 4 alkashards. That will take 2 hours to craft. In level 2.2, you put in 10 1-star battle items and you're going to get a 2-star battle item in return. Also going to get 4 alkashards in the time of 2 hours to craft. And for each of these levels and each of these individual levels, you have to research each individual level, and it is a separate research time for the 0.1 and 0.2 of each level. So keep that in mind when you are planning these things out. In level 3.1, you would exchange 4 Ascension 1-star items for a different 1-star Ascension item. And this is actually the level where you can get 8 guaranteed backpacks every single day, because that is one of the 1-star Ascension items. I will demonstrate later in this video how you can do that and the backpacks that I've saved up that I'll be collecting today also in this video. But it does take 3 hours to craft this, and you will get 7 alkashards when you do craft it. In level 3.2, you can exchange 18 1-star Ascension items for a 2-star Ascension item. In level 4.1, you can exchange 4 2-star crafting items for another 2-star crafting item. In level 4.2, you can exchange 8 2-star crafting items for a 3-star crafting item. You will get 15 alkashards in the time of 6 hours to craft in those levels. In level 5.1, you can exchange 4 2-star battle items for another 2-star battle item, or 7 2-star battle items for a 3-star battle item. Each of those, you will get 30 alkashards, and it will cost 12 hours to craft that. In level 6.1, you can exchange 4 4 2-star Ascension items for a different 2-star Ascension item, or you can exchange 15 2-star Ascension items for a 3-star farmable Ascension item. Farmable 3-star items are 3-star Ascension items that are not trap tools or the sturdy shields or the fine gloves or the compass. These farmable 3-star Ascension items are like the battle manual and the tall boots and those types of ones that you probably already have a lot of. And for this level, you get 41 Alkashards for 15 hours of crafting time. In level 7.1, you can exchange 4 3-star crafting items for a different 3-star crafting item, or 5 3-star crafting items for a 4-star crafting item. For these, you will get 67 Alkashards, and it will take 1 day to craft that item. In level 8.1, you can exchange 4 3-star battle items for a different 3-star battle item, or 5 3-star battle items for a 4-star battle item. For this, you will get 135 Alkashards, and it will take 2 days to craft. Moving on to level 9. Now, this is the only level where the point 1 and point 2 are both exchange options, and they're different categories. So you can see one is crafting and one is battle. So in 9.1, you can exchange 4 4-star crafting items for a different 4-star crafting item. And in 9.2, you can exchange 4 4-star battle items for a different 4-star battle item. For this, you will get 225 Alkashards, and it will take 3 days to craft. And then in level 10, you can exchange 12 3-star farmable Ascension items, and you have a 5% chance to get a 4-star Ascension item, or what they call a scarce 3-star Ascension item. So that's your trap tools, your sturdy shield, your compass, or fine gloves, or any Ascension items of those level. So the 10.1 is the upgrade option. The 10.2 is actually the exchange option, where you can put in a 4-star Ascension item and get a different 4-star Ascension item back. Both 10.1 and 10.2 take 7 days to craft, and you will get 1,050 Alkashards. These are also the only levels in the Alchemy Lab that cost gems. So 10.1 is going to cost you 100 gems, and 10.2 will cost you 200 gems. Something else that I also did not mention when going over these levels is that last column. So you will have the option of boosting your Alkashards after you craft an item. So for example, in these 10.1 and 10.2 levels, you can spend 150 gems and get an extra 350 Alkashard. Personally, I do not think it is worth it to boost your Alkashards to get extra ones, because to put this into perspective, this last level, 10.1 and 10.2, is the best value for Alkashards, and you need 1,000 Alkashards to convert them into an item. Again, it's a 5% chance to get a 4-star Ascension item, so you cannot bank on that. In most cases, you're going to take the 30 emblems, so it would cost you 450 gems to get an extra 1,000 Alkashards, or 1,050 Alkashards, so that you can convert them into an item. So you'd be spending 450 gems for 30 emblems. To me, that is definitely not worth it. Before we talk about which categories I use and which ones I think are the best value, I want to talk about the Alkashards per day and food per day rate for each of these, because I've got a separate graph that's going to show this information. So this graph is going to have a lot of information here, but the things that I want to talk about are that third column where it says Alkashards per hour, and the last column, food per day. So if we recall, in 1.1, it only takes 1 hour to craft the item. So the food per day would obviously be based on if you were to add 24 of these into your Alchemy Lab, basically storing your food into that, which we're also going to talk about the strategy of storing your food in Alchemy Lab in a little bit. But here you can see that both 1.1 and 1.2, you get 2 Alkashards per hour. But the food cost is significantly higher for 1.1. As you can see, it's 96,000 food per day, and in 1.2, it is 43.2 thousand food per day. Moving on to level 2.1 and 2.2, both of them are 2 Alkashards per hour, and 2.1 is going to be 120,000 food per day, and 2.2 is going to be 43.2 thousand food per day. So far, the 0.2 of each level is a significant decrease in food cost per day, but remember, you're also putting a lot more items, so it depends on if you have those items. In 3.1 and 3.2, you get 2.33 Alkashards per day, and it's going to cost you 124,000 food per day for 3.1 and 56,000 food per day for 3.2. Now remember, 3.1 is the one where you can get 8 guaranteed backpacks every day, which again, I will demonstrate later in the video. 4.1 and 4.2 each have a 2.5 Alkashards per hour rate, and you'll spend 128,000 food per day for 2.1 4.1 and 60,000 food per day for 4.2. In 5.1 and 0.2, you'll get 2.5 alkashards per hour, and it'll cost you 134,000 food per day for 0.1 and 60,000 food per day for 0.2. In 6.1 and 6.2, you'll get 2.73 alkashards per hour. It's going to cost you almost 150,000 food per day in 0.1 and 72,000 food per day in 0.2. As you can see up till this point, and for the next couple levels, it is a significant decrease in the food per day in that 0.2 level. And as we continue to get to the higher levels, the alkashards per hour is going to be significantly higher in those higher levels. In 7.1 and 0.2, you're going to get 2.79 alkashards per hour, and it's going to cost you 170,000 food per day in 0.1 and 94,000 food per day in 0.2. In 8.1 and 0.2, you're going to get 2.81 alkashards per hour. It's going to cost you 186,000 food per day in 0.1 and 110,000 food per day in 0.2. In 9.1 and 0.2, you're going to get 3.125 alkashards per hour. It's going to cost you 109,000 food per day for 0.1 and 213.7 thousand food per day in 0.2. This is interesting because this is the first level up to this point where the food per day is significantly lower in the 0.1 versus the 0.2. And personally, which I'll show you guys later, I use the 9.1 because I have so many of these 5-star crafting items, and I don't want to give up my 5-star battle items, obviously. But the 5-star crafting items, I have thousands of the ones that you can input into that, and I'm going to get a higher alkashard per hour rate compared to the other levels except for level 10, and it's significantly less food per day also. And then lastly, the best or cream of the crop of Alchemy Lab is level 10. In 10.1 and 0.2, you're going to get 6.25 alkashards per hour. It is actually not a lot of food because remember, you're spending gems, so they decrease the food cost for this, which is nice. It's only just under 18,000 food per day for 10.1 and just over 32,000 food per day for 10.2. Now, I am going to go into my Alchemy Lab and show you all what mine looks like. One thing also that I did not mention yet is that you can run multiple levels of the Alchemy Lab at the same time. You can actually run up to 3 levels at the same time if you have maxed your Alchemy Lab at level 10. And once you get to level 5, you'll be able to use 2 different levels at the same time. So, and as you can see, I've got just under 16,000 alkashards. So we're going to open all of those up at the very end of this video. And another tip with Alchemy Lab is you do not need to research every single level. I would definitely recommend only researching the ones that you're going to use. You can always research something later if you think that you're going to use it later. I actually researched a couple levels that I probably shouldn't have. As you can see, I've researched level 3.2, not knowing about the guaranteed backpacks in 3.1. I also researched 4.2 because I was using that early on because I thought it had a better alkashard rate before I knew any better. Same thing with this level. I thought I was going to use it, but ended up not. And you can see the ones that I am currently running. So I'm running 10.1 to get that 5% chance of a 4-star ascension item. I'm running level 9.1 because I've got like 1,000 or a couple thousand of these items that go into this level. So if I wanted to add something in here, and you can see that it says 43 days and 6 hours and 11 minutes. This is how long I have this running for right now. I am currently transmuting 15 of these, and it takes 3 days to craft one of these items. If I just hit this plus sign and add in 4 of these crafting items, I can add in another one of these, and you could easily just remove that as well without any penalty. If you want to store food in your Alchemy Lab, this is a great opportunity to do that so that you can save that food for when you need it for adding emblems to your heroes or leveling up heroes or ascending heroes or whatever it is that you want to use the food for. You can very easily just go back and forth. If I want to continue to add some more of these and use up the food and store it in there, and then I could just hit this minus sign and get all of that food back if I want to do that. Now, the 10.1 and 10.2 you cannot get back, so you can't really store food and get it back in there because of the fact that you're spending gems for that. Personally, I have not used 10.2. I don't really have a surplus or a crazy amount of any 4-star ascension items that I would want to exchange and get rid of for something else. So I'm running 10.1 for that chance of getting a 4-star ascension item. Then I'm running 3.1 so that I can get those guaranteed backpacks. So I can't add any more in right now because it maxes out at 100 and I'm currently transmuting 78 and I've got 22 to collect. So I am going to collect these right now. And as you can see, I've got my 22 backpacks and another 154 Alkashards, which may put me over 16,000 Alkashards, just under actually. So we are still only doing a 15,000 Alkashard opening in this video, but now I can go back in here and get my guaranteed backpack or set it up so that I can. And the way that you do this is that you just need to put in at least one item of other items beside the backpack. So you cannot just hit autofill in most cases. If I do that, then it's only going to put in what I have the most of. You have to put in whatever you have the least amount of first. So I've got about the same of the 2 items on the right. So once I put the one that I have the least amount of, I can then hit autofill and then just hit transmute and go back to my plus sign, hit a sword, hit autofill, hit transmute, rinse and repeat so that I can get this back up to 100 if I want. And again, this is another option for you to store food. You can't store as much food because the cost of crafting these is much less than like 9.1, which is what I was using before. That has like 700,000 food is the cost for the 3 days of crafting those items. This trick in level 3.1 is something that not a lot of people know about. The amount of people that I have told this trick to that have been playing the game since its inception like 7 years ago is pretty crazy. So if you are not already doing this, I would highly recommend doing this. This is one of the most common items that people try to farm for, and you can easily get 8 guaranteed backpacks every single day by using this strategy. So at this point right now, I think I've pretty much covered everything that I wanted to go over in this video. Before I get into our opening of our 15,000 Alkashards, if you have any questions on anything that I talked about today, or if I didn't talk about something related to the Alchemy Lab, definitely drop a comment down below and I'd be happy to help you all out with that. But without further ado, let's open up our 15,000 Alkashards. With our first transmutation, we've got 2 3-star ascension items, and then I've got some barbarian and ranger emblems. I don't really care too much for the battle items, so I'm definitely going to take some emblems here, which is what I take 90% of the time. I've got 256 barbarian emblems and 341, but I need more ranger emblems because of who I am currently leveling up. So I am going to click on that and then click combine and collect my 30 ranger emblems. And next up, we've got some more battle items that I don't really need. I've got plenty of harpoons. I've got over 200 harpoons, and I don't use these panacheas or whatever you call them. Once you've been playing the game for a long time, you're not going to need these 3-star ascension items. As you can see, I've got plenty of those. And as far as the emblems go, I've got 2649 monk emblems and quite a few druid emblems as well. As far as heroes who I'm currently leveling up, I do have Silverpaw, who's going to require 1250 monk emblems, plus if I have enough masterclass emblems. So I'll do this so that I can have some extras of those for future heroes. Next up, we got some more 3-star ascension items. Oh, we do have hurricanes though. Let's take a look at the emblems first. I've got over 4,000 rogue emblems and I've got over 2,000 wizard emblems, and I would definitely take hurricanes. It's pretty much the only 5-star battle item that I would take over emblems, except maybe Titan banners. Those are pretty rare also. So I'm definitely going to take these hurricanes so that I can have those. Next up, we've got some more 3-star ascension items and some more emblems. I've got plenty of both of these. I am working on Shadowfang for wizard emblems, so I will take those. Come on, Empires and Puzzles, give me a 4-star ascension item. Negative. Okay. All right. I have 371 ranger emblems now and 161 cleric emblems. I need cleric emblems very badly though, so I am going to take those. I've got a couple heroes that I'm going to need those cleric emblems for. I actually just pulled that new blue fox, the one that gives the automatic revive to a random enemy, so I'm going to need them for her. And next up, we do have Titan banners. How many do I have of those? I have 11. And then fighter emblems is something that I know I'm going to need, but I've got plenty of those actually. I'm working on Domi Ventus right now, so I am going to grab these Titan banners. For our next transmutation, nothing good here. I've got some sorcerer emblems. I've got plenty of those, and paladin emblems. I am working on Hrothgar for blue right now, actually. I am finishing him up first, and then I'm going to work on Sable, that blue fox. So I think I'm going to take these paladin emblems. Next up, we have a tabard. Finally, a 4-star ascension item. I do have only one of these, so we definitely need this tabard. Finally, a 4-star ascension item. So see, it is possible to get a 4-star ascension item when transmuting Alkashards. Next up, we have some more 3-star ascension items. Is this a scroll of alteration? That's actually pretty good. So do I want to take that over the emblems? Probably. Yeah, I'm going to take the scrolls of alteration over the emblems. We have enough for 6 more transmutations, and we got some more hurricanes. Perfect, because I have plenty of rogue items and also plenty of monk emblems as well. We'll get some more hurricanes. Next up, we've got cleric emblems, paladin, and titan banner. So I really need those cleric emblems, so I'm gonna grab those. I know I could either grab scrolls of alteration or titan banners, but for me the emblems are more important right now so that I can upgrade some heroes. Next up, we've got some more cleric emblems. Again, I've got plenty of fighter emblems, so I'm gonna grab these. We've got enough for 3 more transmutations, and we've got some more cleric emblems. I am gonna grab those. 2 more transmutations. Give me another 4-star ascension item. Nope. All right, I've got plenty of paladin emblems, but I do need some ranger emblems. And our last transmutation, nothing good for ascension items. I am going to grab these scrolls of alteration since I have plenty of the emblems that they are offering me. And out of those 15,000 alkashards we just transmuted, we were able to grab 1 4-star ascension item with that royal tabard. And that is pretty much how I operate my alchemy lab. I can generally get about 2,000 or just under 2,000 alkashards per week based on me using 3.1, 9.1, and 10.1. I think it comes out to like 7.5 or 8 days is when I'm able to get that exactly 2,000 alkashards. If you all do anything differently with your alchemy lab, definitely drop a comment down below. Would love to hear what you all are doing. And for those that are not running their alchemy lab to the optimal level right now, I hope you all learned something. If you have any questions, definitely let me know. But that is going to do it for today's video. I hope you did enjoy or found it helpful. And if you did, hit that like button, make sure you're subbed to my channel, and I'll catch you guys next time.